Want a free quote for top quality artificial grass? Any use? Ring the number. Great Grass, thanks for your support.
Today it's City against Newcastle, but before I get into the detail of the game and whether City are going to win or not, one subject I want to explore today is what makes a City legend. Who are the City legends? So what do you think? Let's find out what some of the fans here think.
For me, I'd go with Georgie King-Clarksey. I love him. Thought he was a great player, good all-rounder. When he was on his day, could be a bit lazy, you know what I mean, but he did a job. And I love him. You know, you can have your Colin Bells and you can have, you know, your Franny Lees and all that, but I loved him. I thought he was a great player, and I think he's one of the only players who get in this squad, to be fair.
My legends are Colin Bell, Yaya Toure and Franny Lee.
What does it take to be a legend?
Longevity, sheer brilliance.
Just somebody who's loyal to the club and does a lot for the team.
You've got to have that legacy that people in 20, 30 years are going to be telling their kids about. So I was told about Colin Bell, Summerby, Franny Lee. Those legends, they are legends of our club, and that's what I was told about when I was young. So that's it. You've got to be told about it, but also you've got to experience it on the pitch. You've got to great players, and they've got to be great. You know, David Silva, probably I'd say best player I've ever seen play for us, so he's up there. And Sabletta and company are probably there for different reasons. They're there because they've got a great connection with the fan base, and they embody what we see as a fan. I watched the company 10-minute interview on his 10 years at the club, and the things that he was saying, that's exactly what we say about United and things like that, about them talking more rubbish than the blue half of Manchester and stuff like that. That's exactly how we talk, and I think that embodies a legend as well, being connected to the club and also being great on the pitch. Obviously that's what we all care about.
Well, my heroes are people like Asa Hartford, Tommy Booth, Joe Corrigan, Paul Power, you know, guys of the 70s, late 60s, well, the 70s really. All those that have mentioned there, to me, are legends. And then, of course, the modern day ones. You've got, for me, Vincent Kompany, Pablo Zabaleta, who's left now, Sergio. I mean, the list goes on. Kevin De Bruyne, I'd class him as one. And also David Silva.
Are you a legend?
That's not for me to say. I think what defines it is, for me, is loyalty to the club. You know, if you've got players that are loyal, they could be here 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, but if they're loyal and you can see that person is passionate about the football club, that to me is a legend.
Legends, I think, is thrown around a lot these days, and people talk about people being legends, and like I said before, I look at somebody who's a legend as somebody who's passed away, who's been at a club for 10 years and then passed away and thought of still really highly from the club and the fans.
Francis Lee.
Why?
Because he used to get stuck in, not like these days, where they just stand about and wait. He used to get stuck in and never go, and then when he finished, he carried on with the club. That was it, really.
For me, is Colin Bell, the legend.
What about modern day players?
And modern players will be Sergio Aguero, definitely. The legend of Manchester City is already done. He beat Colin Bell, his top scorer actually. And the another one will be David Silva for me, another legend of Manchester City. He done a lot for this club.
I would say Vincent Kompany is one of them. Yeah, for me Vincent Kompany is the best.
Colin Bell.
What makes a legend?
Loyalty to the club, passion for the club, consistent performances.
A legend that I've always liked is Carlos Tevez. As I was growing up, he was always my favourite player, and I idoled him for quite a long time. He scored a lot of goals whilst I was watching him.
So what to you makes a legend? What's the definition?
Somebody who consistently performs every week, and is just a really happy person as well. Likes to be around the club and things like that. Yeah.
Whereabouts in Manchester are you from? Well, I was born in Stockport, and now we live in. Oh, so you've gone from the rough to quite a nice area. So you get out of the bath every week.
The reason why this week I've asked the question about the legends is because behind me is a painting which is basically different eras of legends all in the same imaginary dressing room. How cool is that? Here's a guy who's actually painted it.
It came about because my dad was born just outside Stockport in Cheadle Hulme. He's been a blues fan for 80 years, and I've been doing these sort of historical sporting portraits back in my home country of Australia. It's been the last year solid, just researching, drawing it, learning about the players, the history of the club, what it's all about, and then putting it all together. So today's the day it's unveiled.
Who picked the players, you or the club?
The club, and my dad. My dad said, tell the club this guy's got to be in, and he followed him through. He was Frank Swift, Bert Troutman, through, Summerby, Bell, Francis Lee, all that era. So, but it was basically the club, and they agonised over it for a good year about who should be in, who should not be. You could paint 100 guys in this thing and still miss someone. So we just finally narrowed it down to 31, and this is it.
Have you had anybody saying, where's he and why is he in?
I've been doing these for 20 years, and it always is someone who should be, who shouldn't be, who could have been, who might have been. Pellegrini's been the big one, but you've got to take it for what it is. You can't ever capture the entire history of a club in one image. But this just symbolises the quality of players that have worn the shirt over almost 125 years. So you're going to miss some out, but have a look at them. They're all absolute champions, and I just hope that it connects with fans who, I know the shout is there is no history, but that's garbage, because look at the guys, the quality of guys that are in here going back to 1894. So, I hope it's done the club proud.
What do you think then?
Yeah, I mean, I like the portrait. I think it's good. It's got legends like iconic moments, Aguero. It's got the women's team in it. Zabaleta with Silver in the middle. Torre sat down. Richard Dunn. It's even got Micah Richards, which is a surprise one, I think. Even I like the heart. But, it's just pretty good. I enjoy it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Who's your legend?
My legend in that? Company, definitely Company.
I think it's brilliant, particularly Vincent Company shaking hands with Billy Meredith. It's the two things joining together, the future and the past.
What a fascinating picture with great history of the football club. So, on to the present, City against Newcastle. What are fans thinking today?
Go for confidence, get the confidence back up. It was a draw last week. Go out and play our football, show what we can do.
What are you expecting from Newcastle?
A bit more than last time we played away. I'm not expecting to park the bus, but not to come out flying. I'm reckoning an average game today for Newcastle. Nothing that's going to be rip-roaring. Keep the scoreline down.
We've got the same amount of points as the same stage last season, but Liverpool have already won the league as far as I know, right? So we just play Manchester City's way. That's what we do. Anyone else can get whatever result they want to get, but at the end of the day, Liverpool will fail by Christmas, and they might win the We Beat City Cup, but we'll win the Premier League, so whatever. Today against Newcastle to me are the Manchester City of the North East. Massive fan base, traditionally have underachieved forever. They had terrible owners. Thankfully we've got good owners now. Unfortunately for Newcastle, they might be on the end of a drubbing, but if we win 1-0 we get 3 points, if we win 7-0 we get 3 points. So
I think Newcastle, they're coming off a bad run. Don't seem to be able to buy a win from anywhere at the moment, so I think from their point of view, I think they'll come in not to get beat, which obviously means that we'll have to break them down. So I think it'll be a different approach. I don't think it'll be as easy as it have been, but we've got the firepower there to turn the chances that we create. I would expect Aguero to get on the score sheet again today.
I reckon we can beat him. I'm not sure about the result against Wolves. Well, I reckon 3-0. 3-0.
So I was thinking about before, and I'm going to say 2-0, which is pretty pessimistic really, which is strange to say, but that's pessimistic in a Newcastle game with the way City play. But to be honest, that's how I feel, because I feel like Newcastle are good enough to be able to hold us out for a bit. An early goal would be massive. If we get an early goal, it could be an absolute ton today.
Newcastle United are the reigning Premier League champions, Manchester City!
What do you think of the first half then?
Struggled to break them down, not clinical enough. I thought Gabriel Jesus missed a few chances. I thought he could have had a couple. Mahrez hasn't done enough for me. I thought Newcastle have been disciplined. It is on the counter, so fair enough to them, but they're a struggling team. We should be 2 or 3 past them by now.
Can they still win this though, City?
Yeah, easily. I fully expect us to come out, get a couple of goals and then sort of coast through. But first half hasn't been ourselves from last season. I think we're a different team at the moment. I think we need to up it a gear.
Well, I think it's as tough as we thought it was going to be, but Newcastle have had 1 chance and scored from it, and it makes things difficult because City have been hammering away. They've had all the possession. They haven't had that many chances really, but they've had the ball in and around the box, and we saw the beauty of having a right-footed player coming in on the left foot and a left-footed player coming in on the right foot, because that's how the goal came through Sterling. But it's going to be a tough second half, and you've always got to be wary of those Newcastle counters.
Won the best of games, but
they didn't play very well.
That's what wins you the league.
Yeah, exactly. Liverpool have been getting results like that recently, just scraping the results. That's what we have to do today.
Didn't play well. He shouldn't have dropped Bernardo, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, good game. Up the Blues.
They played better. They've been playing better this season, but I thought we could have stepped up a little bit again. I thought Mahrez wasn't at his best. I thought Leroy, I don't know what's going on with Leroy at the moment, but they've done enough to win it, and I'm happy I take the 3 points against these lot every day. And we probably go on about we've beat them so easy, 5-0, 6-0, 5-1, with Aguero. Aguero should have been in, put him in, but I thought they deserved the 3 points, and quite comfortably.
Oh, that was amazing. Their fans were like so solid crew today. It was amazing how bad they were. Back to winning ways again, aren't we? Can't fault it.
I thought we didn't really find our feet, to be honest. But this time last season, we weren't playing well. When we get into our stride, we get our full match fitness, we'll take on everyone. I mean, again, this time last year, United were given the league. This time it's Liverpool. We'll sing again in May. I've no doubt about that. We'll probably sing twice, but I'll keep that.
9 points from every 12, and you get 95. Win the league with that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, 20 years ago they were winning the league with 87 points. So I've no worries at all. We're not, we're not into our stride, and the season isn't over in September or August. So nothing to worry about. When our players are fully match fit, you'll see the real City again. You don't get 100 points, 5 months ago, and then suddenly become rubbish. Liverpool have had to spend 200 million to get on our level. That says a lot about us. That says it's a big statement about us, but we're City. This is what we are. So, we're good to go.
It was a good game. Newcastle came, they didn't want to play, they didn't come out. Mahrez wasn't doing well. Mahrez wasn't performing well. I feel that Mendy wasn't being able to go forward. I think Pep might have told him to stay back because to defend better, but Sterling, I didn't really work there. Mahrez played poorly, very poor game. Aguero missed the last minute chance. It was a difficult one, but we got the 3 points in the end. So, Newcastle, we knew they were going to do that. They weren't going to come to play. They didn't want to go forward. They weren't pressing with at all. They got lucky with the goal.
They didn't come to play football. They deaded the game from the beginning. After that, I was just looking for that one chance. Which
3
we got
points
at the
is
end.
3 points.
3 points is 3 points. Liverpool got 2-1 today. Let's just hope United lose tomorrow, and then all is well. But, yeah, it's fine. It was a good one. We got the 3 points. It wasn't a great game, but it was. I don't know. There's City lacked intensity today. I don't know. It wasn't great. It wasn't a great performance.
I've seen better, and I'm doubting whether Mahrez is going to fit in or not. He's looking a bit dodgy.
It still won though.
Well, I know we still won, yeah. But I've just said as coming out it was harder than last season, and we're not that far in yet.
It was a bit of a mixed game today. I thought Newcastle were quite challenging, but I'm really glad that 2 English players, Kyle Walker and Raheem Sterling, managed to get goals. It's made me feel proud to think now there's a good things at City, because we were in the second division this time in 1998, and then 1999 we come back up. And today I felt really nervous before the game, because Newcastle, they brought a good package, good set of fans, good set of players. It's a good away day to go to, but today, when 2-1, that's made my day so much better. and I hope we can do well against Fulham because they've been playing well since they've come up from the Championship. And let's hope we can play the City way, and we always will be. So come on, City.
Basically, I just want to say thank you to Sheikh Mansour. I want to thank Khaldoon. I want to thank Pep. I want to thank Bobby Mank. I want to thank Pellegrini. I want to thank every single City player that's been at this club, even before 2008, but especially since 2008. Zaba, Vinny, you know, the big players, Yaya even, I want to give Yaya a shout as well. And just basically us fans, the fans that have stuck by us through thick and thin. This last 10 years has been an absolute whirlwind the last 10 years. And you know, I remember where I was in Tenerife with my dad. I'd come downstairs, get on the sun lounger, and a guy whipped a paper out and said, welcome to the rich club, you're now the richest club in world football. And we were like, what, is he having us on? And I says, nah, Dad, listen, I think he's actually being serious. And from that day forward, we've done it right. We've done it the right way. We've not done anything untoward, as much as people try and say we have. And yeah, we're in the world's elite now, and we fully deserve to be where we are right now. So thanks, Sheikh, thanks for everything you've done, thanks for the investment, and thanks for the continued support for us and the boys.
3 points, 2 cracking goals, Raheem Sterling's curler, and what a strike by Kyle Walker, very deserved Man of the Match award. Newcastle, one chance really, and they took advantage of that one chance by scoring a goal. Not quite the same standard as Huddersfield perhaps, the 6-1, but a very good performance nevertheless. And if you love football as I do, you sit and watch that and you still think, what lovely passing. All right, it wasn't a 5-star performance, but it was certainly a 4-star performance from City. Onwards and upwards. A 2-week break now before I return with the next Premier League vlog. See you then. For more information on great grass and their artificial grass, read the description below.